Hello there, ladies and gentlemen. This is Boisterous coming to you today with Tuff as we do some oGaming action out of the map Newkirk Precinct. Spying here in the bottom left-hand corner, we do have oGaming's own oG.JonnyREcco as our pink Zerg player.
And spawning here in the bottom right from Team Killing Spree as our Terran player, we have Ks.AlexCMoi.
Yeah, and you know, Tuff, I think this is actually a game from the URTL. It might have been a game that we actually commentated during one of our weeks together.
The thing about that, Boisterous, is if it is that game, I remember it being a very good game. So we're either in for a surprise or a very good game.
Well, I think we're in for a very good game no matter what. I mean, it's JonnyREcco versus Ks.AlexCMoi, and these are both like prime players from both of their teams.
This is true. This is true. I was actually really disappointed that Team Killing Spree didn't make it on. I think they were like 1 point behind.
They were really close.
Yeah. I really wanted to see.
Were insane.
Yeah, I just wanted to see more of Ks.AlexCMoi, and I was like, ugh. I was cheering for them.
Yeah, I really wanted to see more, just because Fear Dragon would completely butcher the name yet again.
Yes.
So, Ks.AlexCMoi.
Ks.AlexCMoi.
Ks.AlexCMoi. Oh my god, that was so sad when he said that. Especially because he had no idea it was wrong, so I just had to explain it to him like mid-commentary, and it got really awkward. Because that was like the first week we had ever casted together. It was like one of the first games we ever did together.
That's awesome.
It's very awkward. So anyway, it's Newkirk Precinct. It's TVZ. What do you expect to be seeing out of this game, Tuff? What do you kind of predict?
I'm feeling like there's probably going to be some early on pressure for Ks.AlexCMoi. And yeah, guys, this game was so long ago. I don't remember the opening, so I'm not just going off of memory, but I'm feeling like there's going to be some early pressure on this map. The map's nice and large. You can run up with Hellions, run up with Marines. It's really nice and open for any type of attack. And I'm thinking we're going to see JonnyREcco either go for a two-base push as well, or just play defensive for a little while and go Mutalisk or something. It's kind of hard to take a third base on this map as a Zerg player.
Yeah, no, this is definitely a game we did, because I remember heavily criticizing Ks.AlexCMoi for his barracks placement right here. Because he places it in such a weird spot for the Reaper, because it has to loop all the way around his base. And this is definitely something I yelled at him for like 35 seconds at least.
You're so mean. The whole 35 seconds.
I know. You know, you gotta play stuff right. I'm very much about interior design, Tuff. It's actually my future career. I'm gonna be an interior designer, and I'm gonna kind of like design everything based on StarCraft. It's gonna look awful inside of things, but it's gonna be so nice for SimCities. You're going to be able to micro around attacking Marines so well inside of your house. It's going to work amazingly.
That sounds very beautiful, Boisterous. But meanwhile, we do have Ks.AlexCMoi's Reaper arriving here at JonnyREcco's Natural. Looks like a couple of links will be out, but, you know, Ks.AlexCMoi will be able to get this scout off.
Yeah, without too much of an issue. I mean, he shouldn't lose this Reaper. I would be very surprised if someone of the caliber of Ks.AlexCMoi actually lost the Reaper, but he probably won't be able to actually get a drone kill here, especially because of how JonnyREcco did his build and how he put his Overlord actually down at the Natural instead of a first drone. So, you know, this Reaper is kind of going to be forced out. It's going to be trying to swing in here yet again. It does have a buddy Reaper now with it. So these guys might be able to take down a drone, but it's going to be rough purely because of the fact there are 4 Zerglings and the Queen already out. Here they are going to be diving in. They're going to be able to kill off 1 drone. They're going to try to go for a second one, but there will be an extract coming down. A little bit of friendly fire from the Queen onto the Zergling. They're kind of awkward. However, these Reapers should be forced out of the base here. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Boisterous, that Queen was just furious. It's like, I need to hit something, and just, like, smack the Zergling.
Yeah, you know, Zerglings are kind of like... They're kind of like the sad things in the Zerg army. They kind of get wrecked by everything ever.
This is true.
They're pretty much like the cannon fodder in every sort of way. Looks like we do have the Reaper coming in here yet again. However, it does manage to get away with just 4 health. Wow, that's not a lot of health.
Yeah, Boisterous, if that Queen wasn't angry before, it is angry now.
So angry. Man, I'm surprised it hasn't killed something yet. I'm expecting one of these drones to just die from this Queen's anger.
What are we actually seeing? Are we seeing... What is this drone here doing up at the bottom here for JonnyREcco? I'm not sure. It looks like he was just checking for proxy starport or something.
Yeah, this is it's an Yeah, that's interesting.
At the same time, though, there is an expansion being taken up in the middle left. I was thinking he might try and double expand, but there's rocks there.
Yeah.
So
that wouldn't work out so well.
A little bit weird. And here, as I was saying, actually, we are seeing AlexCMoi push out with some Reapers and some Hellions. So
Yeah, and he will be able to take map control here with this tiny squadron of units, just because JonnyREcco really doesn't have anything to react to it with. He's now getting his Roach Warren up, and he does have enough queens where you will be able to hold off any sort of extensive pressure pretty easily. And that Roach Warren's going to be finishing up fairly soon. These guys are going to be diving right into the main base, and there actually isn't creep spread up until the main base, so these guys will be able to get into the main drone line, and they'll be able to roasty toast quite a few drones here. It looks like all these units are going to be forfeit at this point, but they did a reasonable amount of damage there for what they did. Yeah, 9 workers killed for AlexCMoi.
I like how he kind of like saw the Roach Warren, realized he wouldn't be able to do much else, and then just went into the main base. I like that. Those Hellions were cleaned up, but the other thing I kind of wanted AlexCMoi to do with that push was just scout this third base. Like, does he even know about that yet?
I think he can assume at it, just because, you know, it's JonnyREcco, and JonnyREcco is notorious for his macro plays. But, you know, it's nothing's for sure on a map like Newkirk Precinct when it comes to a Zerg player getting a third base until you actually, like, physically see it.
Right.
We are going to have JonnyREcco managing to poke up at the front here. He does see the double engineering bay, which is a pretty big tell from AlexCMoi. It's kind of surprising that he would use that as his way off.
Yeah, it's a little bit odd. I mean, you do what you have to do. I think he might have been expecting, oh, I remember this now. AlexCMoi actually, I think he was expecting Roach Outlet coming out from JonnyREcco. Yeah, that's right.
That's why he got so many Widow Mines. Yep.
Yeah.
It all makes sense now.
So, yeah, we see him throwing down these bunkers as well. And he thought it was a Roach bus. Oh, man.
Yeah, and this is, JonnyREcco does not do Roach busts a lot. So he's just going to be going up for a straight macro play, and there's going to be a lot of drones popping out all over the place. If we look at the units tab, it's 75 drones to 51 SCVs, which is a pretty solid worker lead for a Zerg player to have. It's pretty good. You'll feel comfortable with that one.
Yeah, we really want to see AlexCMoi punishing this right now, not, you know, throwing down bunkers and playing defensively. And it's really hard to push out with just Widow Mine.
Yeah, you know,
Widowmine
usually
Marauder.
you want Widowmine Marine.
Yeah.
Solid Widowmine does not work out so well. We do have this Orbital Command finally going down to take a third base, but JonnyREcco is already planning up to his fourth. And his creep spread is almost done up there, so his creep spread is going to be pretty impressive across this map. He should basically have his entire half covered within the next 3 minutes.
We are seeing AlexCMoi get some medevacs now, so that will give them the potential to do drops, which he desperately needs at this point. It's going to be hard for him to push out, but drop play could definitely be very effective.
Yeah, most certainly. The only issue is that we do have the Spire now coming out for JonnyREcco, and Spires are pretty bad for drop play. I mean, even with the fact that medevacs can now kind of escape with emergency boosters, you know, Mutalisks still pretty fast units, and they still do a reasonable amount of damage when it comes to taking down medevacs from the sky. It looks like we do have Hellbats coming out, and was this pre-patch?
These are fairly old, so I'm going to assume they are pre-patched.
Yeah, I think they're pre-patched for the Hellbats, because this one's about, I think this was played on July 15th. So, actually, that might be post-patch.
You mean for 4 Hellbats? Or for Infernal Pre-Igniter?
Infernal Pre-Igniter.
Oh, yeah, it's definitely before that.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So, yeah. We're going to have to see if he can still, you know, do something with this Hellbat drop, despite the fact that there are Mutalisks coming out on the map. He's also getting +1 for them as well, leading me to believe he's probably going to invest fairly heavily into them as well.
Yeah, most certainly. I mean, Mutalisks are always just a strong unit to get +1 for because they attack 3 times each per swing, and they have a reasonably fast attack cycle.
Right.
So, you know, having them do 10 damage and then 8 damage and then 4 damage, I think, is how the cycle works.
I'm not sure.
9, 7, 3?
Ooh.
I don't remember.
Oh, 2 Banelings here, bro, for JonnyREcco. Oh no!
Oh! You know, that wasn't as big of a hit as I was hoping for, but you know, any sort of baneling hit is always fun to watch, and we are going to have this push from AlexCMoi now moving out, but JonnyREcco has a pretty favorable army to take this out. I mean, he has a lot of banelings coming in. He has this Mutalisk support.
At the same time, though, AlexCMoi does have a nice Widowmine count. Oh, okay, that Widowmine count just got dwindled away by that Mutalisk and Overseer combination, but maybe if we see some splits from AlexCMoi, here comes the fight. The flank with JonnyREcco, ooh, getting some nice shots with the banelings, and I think he's going to have enough to clean this up.
Man, I just realized that it was not yet time for that patch where you could hit Z and have like the extreme zoom out. I'm so excited for that. However, it looks like we are going to have AlexCMoi manage to kind of hold his position here, but JonnyREcco, with it, some extreme macro moves, should be able to push this off without too much of an issue.
Oh, when he scanned, he only got one of the banelings. That was in the top path. Did you see that?
No.
He scanned after two of them blew up, and then he managed to pick off one of them, but one of them was just outside of the scan radius.
Oh, ouch. That kind of sucks. That that baneling could prove to be an issue later in the game. We have a couple of Widowmines here doing a little bit more damage to the Terran army than they're actually doing to the Zerg army, because again, there was like maybe 4 Zerglings that ran in there. It looks like we are going to have a giant cloud of Mutalisks actually coming into the production of AlexCMoi, and these are +1 Mutalisks, and these things are going to be quite dangerous, especially when it comes to just kind of storming into your opponent's production line, because there is not a lot of units here to fight these guys off, and there's going to be quite a few Marines trying to come in here, but these Mutalisks will kind of just be able to sit there for as long as possible. We also have the Zergling run-by going into the natural mineral line, and that's not good for AlexCMoi. He's going to have to do some severe damage with this push if he wants to hold on to this game. This is a lot of banelings to try to do severe damage against.
Oh, AlexCMoi wants to go for the counterattack, but there are so many banelings there for JonnyREcco. I don't know if he can even like survive this attack.
Yeah, I mean, we have beautiful splits from AlexCMoi, but I'm pretty sure that there were enough banelings where every Marine could get his personal buddy baneling, like without too much of an issue. So yeah, that did not go wonderfully for AlexCMoi, and it looks like we are going to have the counter push from JonnyREcco. And honestly, at this point, the production got basically gutted. There were a lot of reactors done, and AlexCMoi is forced to call the GG. So JonnyREcco manages to take that first game. I'd like to thank you guys for watching this video. Tuff, where can people find you around the web?
If you guys have any feedback for me about my casting, or just want to, stalk me in general, follow my Twitter at SC2_Tuffy, Tuffy. Yeah,
and also if you're like looking at the stalking him option, he lives in Canada. I don't know anything other than that, but I know he lives in the Great White North. So, just go off of that. I'm sure it can't be that hard to find him. Anyway, guys, if you want to check out any other videos I produce, you can go over to youtube.com/BoisterousSC2. And Tuff, I hope this begins a long and fruitful partnership between us and OG. I think it's going to be awesome.
Yeah, I hope so too, Boisterous.
Yeah. So anyway, guys, this is Boisterous.
And this is Tuff.
Signing off.